Welcome back to another episode of the Unknown Sports Podcast. I'm AJ Musser. Joined with me as usual is Hunter Harris and Austin Fyffe. Episode 2 of Season 3. Here we are.
Already. Let's go.
Don't make it sound like we're doing a second show in the same night, Hunter. Gosh, be a professional about it.
Yeah, totally. New night, new perspective, everything.
We're going to format the show a little differently this year. Instead of going through every game and boring ourselves as much as we bore the listeners with games we don't care about, especially when it gets to like week 12 and we're like, hey, do you want to talk Jags Texans? No? Okay, I don't either. Instead of doing that, we're just going to skip that and we're just going to pick select games that we want to do. So let's dive right into it. Thursday Night Football, first game of the season. We have to talk about this one. Buffalo Bills at the Los Angeles Rams. Hunter, Super Bowl host, hosting the Rams at their own stadium.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of tongue twisted myself there. I couldn't get out of it, but we're going to push through.
Mm-hmm.
Against Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, how do you see week 1 playing out? Do you think the heavy favorite Bills have 2.5 points? I'm struggling right now, dude.
Save
Might
him,
have to
Hunter.
just redo
Save
this.
him.
Now,
Yeah, just dive in after me here.
you got this, man. Just keep going. Get a little bit better over there.
You know what? You know what'll save me, Hunter, is if I have a drink of our sunny little thing.
I thought you were going to forget.
I'd never forget. Sierra Nevada Brewing Company. Welcome to the Unknown Sports Podcast.
Welcome. Nice to
Hope
have
we
you
didn't
on.
just turn you off there.
How about that pop right there?
How about that pop right there?
That was good.
First pour of the year. Austin, start talking Rams Bills for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think what you were trying to say is the defending Super Bowl champions will start this game out at home in the same building that they won the Super Bowl in. So we will we'll see how it shakes out. I think Buffalo's going to take care of business pretty easily. I think it's going to kind of be a party night for the Rams. I think it could be a little sluggish for them, and Buffalo's really coming out with something to prove this year. And I think it's going to start with a big way in week 1.
Why are they favored, though, in L.A.?
Because if you listen to the last episode, Hunter, the Bills are very overrated this season. They're people. That's what I'm trying to say of what I was saying of how much people are like pushing them to be, hey, this team is winning the Super Bowl. That's Exhibit A.
Okay.
Super Bowl hangover against what's arguably the Super Bowl favorite just doesn't feel like a great recipe for the Rams week 1.
I think that the team that was the old Super Bowl champion should be the Super Bowl favorite this year. I think that they returned pretty much everybody, right? Am I missing many people that left that LA team?
Bill?
Okay.
Von Miller.
Von Miller?
OBJ's not there currently. He'll probably be there in December, November maybe.
Replace
when he gets
OBJ
signed.
with Allen Robinson. That's one hell of an upgrade. And I
Yeah,
like
but
OBJ.
OBJ's gonna replace
Really?
OBJ's gonna replace Van Jefferson, and they'll be a lot better. But do you want to dive into that?
No,
Hunter?
not particularly
Austin?
that.
Oh, no.
But
After you were enamored with him being like a top 5 receiver in the history of the NFL the entire last season, and now Allen Robinson's better than him. Got it.
I like Allen Robinson better than I like Odell.
Mm.
Also,
Made that
Odell's
very
awesome, and he
made
should
that
be
very
signed.
vocal last year.
I see this as a returning home after winning the Super Bowl, taking care of business. Even though the Bills are favored in this game, I like the home team here, and I like the team that was literally a better team last year and pretty much returning almost that exact same team minus a few parts. So
I just want to see if Josh Allen picks up where he left off with how hot he ended last season. If he can start this season off with superstar level elite top quarterback of the NFL like he ended last season. I just want to see if he starts off at that, if he needs to work his way up to it, or if we see that every now and then.
Yeah.
Was it a flash in the pan is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm pumped that we are already, like, week 1, we are in mid-season form because we are taping this in the same night, and Hunter's already contradicting himself. If you don't get better, you get worse. But that's the reason I'm picking them to cover the spread against.
That wasn't his phrase though. Is if you're not getting better, you're what, unimproving? That's what he said.
That's what I said.
All right, second game, the Cleveland Browns at the Carolina Panthers. Baker Mayfield going to be wearing some baby blue, hosting his former team, the Cleveland Browns. Austin, are you excited for this game?
I'm pumped. I can't wait.
Is Baker going to throw under over 300 yards?
I think he'll go over his yards.
Okay.
But that's because I think the Browns are going to absolutely floor them. Carolina is terrible. They were not any good last year. They didn't really do anything to get better, in my opinion, at least not any sort of drastically. And then you add in that, oh, yeah, by the way, this guy barely had a full training camp, if he even technically did. I don't remember the exact acquisition date of Baker bringing in there. Matt Rule's not a good coach. Cleveland's going to go in there. They're going to run for 300 yards and win by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I would like to echo all that and pass it to AJ.
I'm curious to see how Carolina comes out ready to stop this Cleveland running game. We talked about a little bit in the last episode how much like Jacoby Brissett's going to matter. You guys don't think he's going to matter in this game at all, and he's still going to get a dub?
Yep, he'll throw for $150 to $180, 1 touchdown.
Yet Carolina's favored by 2.5 points.
Absolutely insane.
Is that one of your locks of the week?
Absolutely.
Locking it in. All right. Yeah, other than that, I don't really have anything. The Browns are just an awkward spot for me. So it's going to be an awkward spot probably the whole season until I'm not awkward about it anymore. So we're going to move on.
There's really no one making it awkward but you, man.
I know. That's who always makes it the most awkward, though, is the person who feels awkward.
Sure.
Put that in a classroom. 49ers at the Bears, week 1. Hunter, what do you think about this? The team that ruins your dreams against the team that makes you laugh.
Which one's which? I'm going to go with the Niners.
That one's pretty obvious.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Niners are covering. This is my lock of the week. I do not believe in the Bears whatsoever, even if they're at home.
The spread of this one for the listeners is San Francisco by 7 points. Austin, I'll let you bring up the rear here and defend your Bears. But if I was going to pick as well, Hunter, I would pick the Niners. I just think that the Niners pass rush is going to be able to get to Fields too much because of how good that defensive line is and how bad the Bears offensive line is. But I don't think it's going to be a terribly high scoring game, and I could see the Bears sneaking a cover because I just don't know how Trey Lance is going to be. It's not his first career start, obviously, but I'm not a Trey Lance believer like you are. It could be close. Like this game in my mind could be a 17-10 win for either team. I just don't know.
Week 1, dueling locks. Let's ride, guys. Locking in my Bears to cover 7 here. There is no shot you give me a rookie or a first-year starting quarterback on the road as a touchdown favorite. The week 1, get out of here,
dude. He might have to throw like 2 passes.
Bring it on. They're gonna win this game outright.
Oh, really?
They're gonna win this game outright.
Okay.
Oh man, Austin, don't set yourself up for heartache. You just lost. Notre Dame's 0-1 already.
Yeah, that was expected.
Okay. All right.
Oh, this is a perfect example of everyone ignoring the things that happen every single year. San Francisco always starts slow, every single year.
Yep.
And they start to figure it out, and then they have to make this hard push at the end of the year, and they make the playoffs, and everybody's like, oh crap, they're the hottest team in the NFL. Well, yeah, that's because they started bad. Now you add a team that's already started bad into a team that's had constant chaos at the quarterback position, a guy that's still in the building peeking over Trey Lance's shoulder as a rookie or a first start guy on the road as a touchdown favorite. No way.
Yeah, but even like when you say the 49ers always kind of progress up throughout the season of how good of a team they are, don't you think, though, that right now the 49ers, where they stand at the bottom, like even lower, you think that that's lower than the Bears or equal to, or
no?
I still think it's above.
Oh, the 49ers are a better team than the Bears, but okay. I think the Bears figure out a way to win this game.
Okay. I'll accept that answer.
You crazy, man.
You crazy. Next on the list, we've got the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Cincinnati Bengals. Cincinnati's a 6.5-point favorite at home. I really just wanted to talk about this game, not really because it's AFC North, but Austin, your boy Mitch Trubisky is getting to step back on the field as a starter again, announced today as the starting quarterback for Week 1.
Yep.
What are you expecting out of this Pittsburgh team?
Mediocre.
Mediocrity. All right.
Is it enough to cover 6.5?
No.
Will Joe Burrow have more passing yards left-handed than Mitch Trubisky has in completions?
No, that number's gonna be too high for Mitch.
Yeah. Okay.
No, and that's the crazy thing is that there's a real possibility. As much as I don't like Mitch. He doesn't turn the ball over because he doesn't take any chances, and he messes up a couple times, but they're never really in that important of a spot. So if Pittsburgh simply lets him be a mediocre quarterback and a game manager, they'll probably figure out a way to win 6, 7, 8 games with him because the defense is fantastic.
Yeah, definitely one of the best defenses in the league. TJ Watt's still there. I mean, I think that team really gets better every year defensively.
Yeah, defensively for sure. So we'll see. And I mean, Roethlisberger's been terrible for the better part of 2 years. So it's not like it's this massive downgrade.
You're a big.
And now go ahead.
You're a big Super Bowl hangover guy and following the trends. There's no chance that there's a getting fired up to win this game because they lost the Super Bowl, is there, Mr. Fyffe?
I'm not factoring that in for this game. Mitch is that bad.
Doesn't go both ways. Okay.
Smash the under.
Yeah, smash the under.
All right.
I'm going Bengals, by the way.
You're going Bengals. Is that a lock?
No, not as a lock, but to win and cover.
Gotcha.
Wait, are we only saying our locks now? Is that the thing?
So
thank God we had a meeting about this.
Yeah. So new format. We're gonna discuss important games or games that we think have interesting storylines, but we're only gonna lock up 3 games a week now. Okay. So Hunter, out of the list of 16 games this week, you only have to pick 3 of them to lock up.
Cool.
And you've already done one. So
not this one.
No, not this one.
All right. Next on the list, we've got the Philadelphia Eagles at the Hard Knocks fan favorites, Detroit Lions. Philadelphia, 4-point favorite on the road. Hunter, is that catching a little shade after being on Hard Knocks? You're a 4-point underdog at home to the Eagles.
It's a little bit disrespectful, don't you think? They're not factoring in grit whatsoever into this line.
I just don't understand. The impact that Dan Campbell has on the game has got to be at least worth half a point of just motivation, right?
Yeah, that's why.
And Jamal Williams chirping at people from the sidelines while DeAndre Swift gets all of the workload. That's got to be maybe a quarter of a point.
I'm going to take the Lions here to cover.
Ooh.
Mainly just because they've had about a year to prepare for this one game, and I hope that they can put together a couple plays instead of just rub some dirt on it as the game plan. You know,
I'm hoping I highlighted this game because I think this game actually could be a competitive game. I don't think it'll be a blowout for the Eagles, and I don't know if the Lions will win, but I bet this Lions team is going to come out fired up, ready to play. Maybe DeAndre Swift has a massive game. I really don't hate the offense for the Lions too. They've got a solid offensive line. I like the young receivers they have. And if that offensive line can protect Jared Goff, he's not the worst quarterback in the league. He's not the worst starter in the league because Geno Smith is a starter right now.
It's true. So is Mitch Trubisky.
And so is Marcus Mariota. So Jared Goff, maybe that's a topic for another day. But I think Jared Goff could score some points with this offense. The defense, I don't. Aiden Hutchinson might be kind of fun to watch for a little bit, but
we're gonna find out real quick if Dan Campbell is any sort of a good head coach this year. You got like 3 games into the season. If the rah fire him up has worn off, they are going to absolutely nosedive. Yeah. Or he will turn out to be one of the motivational guys, the Tomlins, the stuff like that, Harbaugh, that type of coach.
Yep.
Obviously not that
to those guys. To put them down
neither
as
one of them are
motivational
coordinators
guys.
or call plays in any facet. So to call them culture and motivation guys, I feel like it's pretty accurate.
Yeah. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If you're a guy that can get a team together and get a team going in the right direction, and then you have people who call the plays and do everything, you're just the head organizer. There's nothing wrong with that.
Of that. He kept Antonio Brown down for how many years?
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll figure it out pretty quick. They will if they're tired of it, this season will crash and burn very quickly.
All right. Next on the list, we've got the New England Patriots at the revamped Miami Dolphins. Miami's a 3-point favorite at home in the fish tank. I think that's partially due to a little bit of the home field bias and how New England performs in these hot weather, August or September, whatever month we're in, Florida football games. I think they'll struggle a little bit. Plus, if you listen to the last episode, Austin and I agree. We think the Patriots have taken a step in the wrong direction. I think Miami wins this one. I don't have it as a lock, but I think this offense could be kind of entertaining to watch. We'll see if Tua really is that guy. Apparently, he throws the most beautiful catchable ball ever, or whatever. What's his name said? But McDaniels. Too many Daniels.
Yeah,
Raiders pitch throws me off too.
That's gonna get taken out of context for the rest of his coaching career.
Oh yeah,
especially if it goes badly very quickly.
And it could go badly very quickly, but we'll see. And I mean, Austin, how do you feel about this? I mean, I think you kind of agree with me that the talent is more on the Dolphins side, but do you think the Belichick against first-time head coaches gives the Patriots an edge at all? What do you think?
Massively. I think he's going to coach circles around him in this game.
Yep.
I'm not a big believer in them season long, but you give Belichick an entire offseason to prepare for a guy. Tua is already very limited in his abilities. They're going to take care of this.
I agree.
All right, moving on to the next one.
I thought we weren't giving picks, though, unless it was a lock.
No, but you can have things to say about the game.
Just keep it moving. I just can't wait until the Dolphins come out with all this hype week 1 and just get obliterated once again by the Patriots. That'd be so hilarious.
All right. Well, Hunter, I'm going to give you a lot to talk about in this one.
Let's do it.
Next on the list, we've got the Green Bay Packers at the Minnesota Vikings. Green Bay, only a 1.5 point favorite on the road in this one. Could you explain that for me?
I wanted to touch on this. I wanted to take Green Bay as one of my underrated teams going into the year as well. People are really down on them right now, and the literal only difference in them is they've lost Devontae Adams. Other than that,
run it back.
They have improved defensively in a number of ways. I think we have one of the best defensive lines in football now. That being from off-season signings plus our new pickup as well on the defensive line. He's shown a lot of promise in camp as well. But anyways, I just really like that we took it from an offensive focused team and now we're more defensive focused. And yes, we had to lose one of the best receivers in football, if not the best receiver in football to get there. But I think this is, once again, same thing as Kansas City. When you have a high-priced quarterback that's supposed to be really good and give you basically wins on the offensive side, you take your money, you put it to the defense and the line. And that's what we're kind of doing. So I like the Packers to basically be the exact same team they were last year, if not even a little bit better defensively. I'm taking them to win this game as well and cover too. Playing the Vikings week 1 in Minnesota. Screw that. AJ, you're muted.
2 things, Hunter. 1, did you in the last episode not say that you had the Vikings? You had them as your team that took a step backwards because they didn't make any changes, and then you just said that the Packers didn't make any changes?
I literally just said that they added 2 defensive pieces, and they're healthier now as well on the offensive line too.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
Bakhtiari's still out, is he not?
He's going to be back for this year. He might not make it to week 1.
Okay. And then what about, is it Elton Jenkins?
That's a good question. I don't know where he's at.
he's not healthy yet either.
Just out of curiosity, do you also know the names of any of those guys that you said made them better? Because you
the one's Wyatt. I don't remember his first name. He's the defensive tackle, and then Walker is the outside linebacker.
Okay.
So
I forgot what my second thing was at this point. Oh no, now I remember. You said that you liked that you were more defensive focused. In the last playoffs, how many months ago is that now, Austin? 8 months ago?
Sure.
Wasn't it 8 months ago that the offense only scored 1 touchdown and the defense did their job? And I'm pretty sure, wasn't Hunter at that game? I thought the defense played really well that game, and the offense didn't show up. So
go ahead, Austin. Your turn.
Now we're gonna be more defensive minded so that we still only score 1 touchdown. Austin, I don't know. I don't think it makes sense to me. You go for it.
Hey, you know what? The things that I like to do is I like to replace guys on Hall of Fame career trajectories with 4th and 5th round receivers. That's my favorite thing to do, especially when you acquire an additional 1st round pick and an additional 2nd round pick.
Get defensive linemen with it.
But hey, we can draft a guy that spends the entire offseason on the pup list and has no rapport with Aaron Rodgers. That probably makes a lot of sense too when he's coming out of a run for something.
I would rather figure it out with my receivers group than with the defensive group.
Oh, the defensive group that finished like top 5 in almost every category last year? That one?
Yeah, they got a lot to figure out.
It made no sense. I like your optimism because I have optimism too going into every year, even though it shouldn't. But it makes no sense. Their entire offseason made absolutely no sense.
Yeah, I don't like to sound like a Packer hater because I'm not. I enjoy watching the Packers. I enjoy Aaron Rodgers. But like the reasons you gave were just like the 2 things. I agree with Austin. They did have a really bad offseason. You got rid of the best receiver in the league, and you decided to focus on your defense that was already a top 5 defense. It doesn't make any sense.
We also re-signed Jair Alexander, so we're making sure we keep him.
Or defense. Got it.
So,
yeah.
But I really think we killed the draft, and I really like those 2 pickups. I really just like the fact that we're healthy going into this year.
Even though we just discussed your 2 best offensive linemen aren't healthy yet.
Going to be healthy by midseason.
That almost means in the beginning of it.
And we also said that Bakhtiari was going to be back for a playoff game. Was he back
Never
for?
happened.
Yeah, it didn't happen. And he's still not healthy. Just setbacks.
They
and
both
stuff.
Literally might play week 1. You guys are crazy.
No,
They both
Bakhtiari,
might do something that they may or may not have done, and definitely when left tackles are 30-plus years old, they get more healthy. Those are all things that definitely happen lots of times.
Continue. Instead of just
with all
arguing
that
with me.
being said, I'm locking the Packers in this game.
Jeez.
I mean, I really only had all of that rebuttal because of the things you said. I was just playing host. I was just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah, I mean, I agree they're going to win this game. Like,
yeah.
But it wasn't what we were arguing at that point.
Yeah. You were making the case for them to be like amazing, and we were just trying to like, hey, buddy.
But everybody's
Let's lower
talking about them like
expectations.
they're going to finish third in the division now.
No one's talking about him like that.
No.
You're
Are you kidding me?
No,
Hunter.
oh my, no.
Oh,
Who,
we're not
who
doing
are
it.
you
What shows-
listening? Who are you listening to that's
Get off
saying
the
that
Packers
the
Twitter.
Vikings or the Lions?
Maybe
are
I'm
gonna
just,
fi-
I don't know. Maybe
no
I'm,
way.
You're on Packers Twitter.
Okay.
That's what you're doing.
okay, then as long as it's this group that I don't have to argue with, then fine. I'll back
No, you
off
don't
of it.
have to.
They're the
I think
second biggest favorite to win the division behind Buffalo.
we just did our preview show, and we all just picked the Packers to win the divisions. I don't think you're arguing with us with that.
Okay.
All right, let's
I've heard an overwhelming amount of the media though call them the team that has had the worst offseason and going to be taking that step back this year, all that stuff.
They
So
might
how do
take
you
a
not
step back,
believe
but they're
that?
still going to be a playoff team.
Still winning the division, and it's not going to be close.
Yeah, maybe a
You
step
have to
back
play the
is
Bears, Lions, and Vikings 6 times.
Okay, well, I
Maybe
just
it-
had to listen to Bill Simmons the other day tell me
Okay,
about
yeah,
how-
that's your problem.
wait.
and
Bill
the
Simmons
basketball guy.
wasn't talking basketball. Oh, I don't care then.
Fair enough. I don't know. That was just on my mind from the other day. I was like, I can't believe he's taking the Vikings. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
All right, next game on the
Overwhelming
list.
amount of media. Bill Simmons.
Next
That is
game
my
on the
media.
list, we've got the Kansas City Chiefs at the Arizona Cardinals. Chiefs are a 4.5-point favorite at home. Pretty large, or on the road. I'm sorry. Pretty large spread there for the Chiefs. Did Call of Duty get released? And I didn't hear about it.
No, it didn't, and the Cardinals are very good early on in the season. Kingsbury's entire career, I believe, they've only lost, I think, like 3 or 4 games in the month of September.
Yeah.
So they're very good, but so is Kansas City. Yeah, I mean, this feels like it might be a little heavy on the spread, but I definitely wouldn't touch this as far as a lot goes or actually betting it.
Yeah, no, I
Definitely
wouldn't
the
either.
over.
I wouldn't either, especially without D-Hop there. No
Yeah.
DeAndre Hopkins for 6 weeks of the season, first 6 games. That I think that's really going to put a damper on this offense. I really do. And they don't have Christian Kirk. Say what you will about Christian Kirk. He was a solid receiver for that team. Not saying
Yeah.
he's a 1 or anything like that, but
I really think the only way this Arizona team takes any sort of next step is to kind of get weird with it and use like Kingsbury's background of a college play caller. Like
Yeah.
really get innovative and creative with using guys. You have Rondale Moore, you have a guy like DeAndre Hopkins, you have all these different weird weapons. So figure out a way to use them weird. Don't try to put them in a normal conventional offense and expect a different result than you get every year.
yeah, don't make Rondale Moore a route runner.
Right.
Like use his
Let him be an
athleticism.
athlete.
Yes. Get him out in space. Throw
Mhm.
some bubbles to him.
Yep.
Maybe
Yeah.
some jet sweeps.
Yep.
Let him do his thing. I think they honestly should bring him out of the backfield a little bit too. If
Yeah.
he's got the
Why not?
ability to do that.
Oh, yeah,
you
use
can
him-
make him like a Debo,
Yeah, absolutely.
just a Swiss Army knife of an athlete on your field. Yeah,
They're going full 100% James Conner now, right? Like they don't have Edmonds on the roster, I know anymore. But did they
Edmonds
bring
is
anybody
gone.
in?
and Kenyon Drake is gone. He was gone last year though, I think too, right?
Who's
Yeah, he was
the
gone
who's
last
the
year.
young kid they like? Benjamin? You know Benjamin out of Arizona State, I believe.
I
Is
don't.
backup
Kelvin Benjamin. That's a name.
Still?
That's a throwback name right there.
from
Dang. Still Kevin Benjamin.
LSU.
Florida State.
Oh, okay.
He played in
Um,
Florida State. Did he play with Jameis?
Yeah.
Wow. How about that?
Wow. How about that?
Why can't you lock in this game? I'm locking in this game. Chiefs.
Arizona?
Just because they
You know-
start too hot for you?
Yeah, yeah.
I do think
Chiefs
though.
start pretty hot too.
Well,
Hunter's right that they do, and the Arizona secondary is very poor. I
Well,
think that.
yeah.
Go ahead.
I think the combination beginning of the season and not really being 100% sure what Kansas City's offense is going to be right away, and there could be some growing pains. The spread being over a field goal for me is where I don't like the line.
Okay. I'm locking them in. Put me down for it.
Gotcha.
I love
Locking
early
the
season
Chiefs.
Patrick Mahomes.
Next on our list, we stay in the AFC West. We've got the Las Vegas Raiders at the Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers 3-point favorite at home in this game. Hunter, I want to start with you here. What are your expectations for the Raiders this season? Where do you see them going?
I really
And how big of an impact does this game have on it?
This game does not have a large impact on it because this team's going to kind of figure out who they are throughout the year because of the new coaching staff. It's kind of usually how it goes with new coaching staffs, which is also why I'm picking the Chargers as my lock here as well, which I should be at. That should put me at 3, by the way. I hope you know
That's
I didn't.
3.
Okay. Hope you know I didn't mean lock the Lions earlier.
Cincinnati.
I am not doing that. But the Raiders, my realistic expectation for them is going to be a little bit changing throughout the season just because I don't know what this coach is going to bring to the table. But judging completely on the roster, probably going to be the exact same team they were in past years. You know, middle of the road in a very tough division. That's why I didn't pick them to make the playoffs, is literally because of the division, not because of coaching, quarterback play, any of that stuff. It's just because of their division. So always got to temper expectations for them.
Good response. Go ahead, Austin.
We have a lot of interesting coaches this year. Lots of second chance guys.
Mm-hmm.
Todd Bowles, Josh McDaniels, Dennis Allen.
Is it Lovie Smith second or third?
Yeah, this is the Texans. It doesn't matter.
That's mean.
But yes, Lovie Smith technically as well, I guess counts. Guys that didn't quite work out the first time, but are in much better situations the second time around. So we'll kind of be able to tell if they have a handle on things or not. Like Hunter said, the division is just so hard. If they were in any other division, I'd be like, this is definitely at least a borderline playoff team, if not a for sure playoff team. But having 6 games against those other 3 teams, I think is just going to kind of bury them.
I'm, the all great and mighty powerful BWO is having a pretty good year this year. So I'm just riding with Raider Nation this year. I think it's going to be a big year for the Raiders, and I see them as a playoff team. I think they're gonna. I don't know if they're gonna win this game, but I do see the Raiders have a very good season. I said in the last episode that I've got them in the playoffs, but I think I'm locking up the Raiders.
Oh, in a Khalil Mack revenge game. Interesting.
Yeah. I didn't have them locked up, but I'm riding it so hard that I'm going to lock them up.
All right. 2 dueling locks week 1. I like it.
So I've got the Packers and the Vikings locked and the Raiders Chargers, which means I got to drop one of my other 2. All right. Let's see who it'll be. Next up on the list, we've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Dallas Cowboys. Tampa Bay is a 2-point favorite in Dallas. Austin, what is your take on this one?
That I'm very confused by this line.
Yeah, I mean, Tampa Bay's offensive line maybe being a bit gouged, maybe the reason for it, but
got nothing. I tried to double think my way out of this, and I'm not doing it. I'm taking Tampa. I'm locking them in, and we're moving on. I can't think too hard about this.
I got the Bucs written down too as who I would have picked to win this game. I just don't see it with the Cowboys this year. I think the defense might be okay, but that offensive line worries me for them.
Yeah,
and I think the lack of receiving core. It's so wild that receiving core for the Cowboys went from a massive strength last year to a big weakness now. I mean, sure, they've got CD and Gallup, but Gallup, like I said in the last episode as well, he's out for the first 2 or 3 weeks.
No, if he's healthy, that's a little bit of a different topic.
Why?
I know you're not a Gallup guy. I know. I like Gallup.
But why?
That's why.
Why does anybody?
I'm with you, Austin. I'm with you that I don't think he's a 2. He's not. I think Amari has to stay there for that Amari, CD, and Gallup to work. I don't know why. And if they were worried about, we got to pay Gallup eventually. No, you don't. Go get someone different. Let him walk. Christian Kirk walked. Who cares if I'm with you.
I mean, I'm not sold on the guy. I just
good.
like him as a big-bodied receiver.
He is. He's solid, but he's not a 2.
Okay. How much of a difference, or how would you rank Alan Lazard and Michael Gallup?
I would definitely take Lazard first.
I don't think most people would.
Why?
I wouldn't. I'd take
I would
Gallup.
take him.
Yeah.
I genuinely do not get the Gallup thing at all, because he had like 2 good games back to back like 3 years ago.
So I guess I'm maybe more level-headed on him than we
Yeah, I don't get the Gallup thing at all.
I've had Gallup
like
on
14 or 15 million a year. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I've had Gallup on fantasy teams. He's also pretty injury prone
14,
as
15
well.
million a year is insane. I didn't know that was the number they were
I'm
discussing.
pretty sure. Let me double check, but I'm pretty sure
If that's the number, then I may jump off the bandwagon real quick.
I'm gonna shift gears into the next game, but Austin, when you find that little bit of research, go ahead and just insert.
5 for 63, so just shy, or roughly 13, somewhere between 12 and 13, but that's still crazy for me.
All right, next game on the list, we've got the Broncos country. Let's ride. At the Seattle Seahawks, the cringiest quarterback in the league goes back to Seattle. In his opening game, Denver's 6.5-point favorites going into Seattle. I picked the Broncos in this one, but I'm not going to lock it as much as I want to lock it because it feels like a gimme. But this Seattle team, Austin, you said in the last episode that this could be possibly the worst team in a long time. I don't know if they're that, but they're not good. And I know that the Broncos are going to win this game by at least 2 scores. So, yeah, it's going to hurt me to not lock this one, but it just feels like a layup.
Has the Russell Wilson public opinion kind of done this recently? You know, like a real sharp decline. Anybody else
I don't
that?
think so. I think I've been off the Russell Wilson train of like he just weirds me out as a cringy person. It doesn't have anything to do with this football play.
Yeah, you talking about like on the field or off the field?
I think off the field it might be maybe is like.
I was thinking Hunter, or I was talking to Hunter. Were you talking off the field or on the field?
Me? Like
Yeah.
our opinion of him?
No, were you when you said decline? Did you mean off the field or on the field?
I mean like our football opinion of him.
Oh. No, I mean it's I think it's gone down a little bit, but I don't think it's like a sharp decline.
Yeah, I'm not going to say he's garbage.
I'm not saying he's on a decline. I'm just saying our opinion of him is on a.
Yeah, I mean, I still think he's a top 10 quarterback.
Okay.
Yeah, it's hard to say because I mean he hasn't had an offensive line. Didn't, in my opinion, I didn't like the running backs in Seattle, so he didn't have a run game. When you don't have the offensive line, you don't have solid running backs. In my opinion, we've been over these guys a bunch of times.
And then add on to it a coach that really freaking wants to have a run game.
Yes.
Which throws a giant wrench in it too.
Yeah, as much as it didn't work.
Yes.
And sure, he had 2 good receivers in Lockett and DK, but he's got a couple of solid ones now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Jerry Jeudy's got to prove himself, but I think the
receivers
solid.
I think the receivers he has now are more complete, but I don't think they're better. If that.
Yeah. Because Lockett, if you're gonna say like, he's an elite deep ball threat.
Correct.
DK Metcalf, elite,
very good. No, I wouldn't say he's elite at anything. Yeah, well, yeah.
What elite athlete?
Okay. He's an elite athlete, that's for sure.
Yes, but yes, I do agree with you that a more rounded receiver.
Right.
That is what all of Denver's receivers are, in my opinion. They're very rounded receivers. But yeah, I think the Broncos are going to win this game easy.
Yeah, Kelvin Benjamin, they'd be a really rounded receiver. 2 Kelvin Benjamin jokes in this episode.
Nice.
Let's go.
So if I didn't, I knew I wanted to lock up the Bears this week for content purposes. This was going to be my other lock, but we ride with our Bears.
Yeah, too bad that Hunter used his locks already too, and I'm saving mine for the grand finale. So the game that we're not really going to discuss, but I'm going to mention that I locked up. is the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Washington Commanders. Washington's a 3-point favorite in this game. And I think that this Jag team is going to be the surprise team this year. It's going to be that team that everybody goes, oh, they're not that bad anymore. Like, they're competitive and they're solid. Like, I think this Jacksonville team gets maybe 6 or 7 wins this year, partially because of the division they're in. But opening the week 1 against the Washington Commanders, who are still trying to figure out who Carson Wentz is and what team they're going to be. I think they should have kept with football team because I hate saying Commanders and it's just dumb.
I hate it too, man. It's so bad.
Yeah. So all of that to say, that's why I'm going with the Jags. I think that team is a little bit improved, and I think the defense is a little bit improved. I just think one team going in one direction, the other going in the other.
All right. I don't
That
care.
wraps up.
Rebuttal.
And that wraps up. Yeah, that pretty much wraps up our week 1 prediction show. Shows will pretty much be like this from here on out, but we'll start out with Hunter with the news. And whatever else we feel like discussing. Hunter got a little worried there for a second when I gave that dramatic pause that I was actually throwing him the news.
Terrified,
shaking in his custom-made baby seal leathered boots. But no, we'll just kind of do segments week to week on whatever we feel like talking about, and we'll just pick the games as we go. And the games we like, and maybe Hunter will remember that he's got to lock up 3 teams.
Yeah. Hopefully, let's try it again next week.
Let's try it again next week. Next Tuesday, everyone. Until then, take it easy. Follow us. Subscribe to us.
Wait.
Talk to us.
What'd you think of the beer, AJ?
He did forget.
I didn't. I've been drinking it.
He said he never forgets.
Is it a sunny little thing?
In all honesty, it is a sunny little thing. It's very citrusy, but that's why it's a citrus wheat ale. And I think that pretty much describes it perfectly. Like, it tastes just like that.
It's very
orangey.
citrusy, very weedy, and a very, very much an ale,
Yeah. I think if they were going for those 3 things, they hit the nail on the head. Hunter, where would you rank it? If it was in a fridge, would you grab it?
I'd grab it. Yeah.
For me, it depends on what's in the fridge.
It would depend on what's in the fridge for you always.
I love that line.
I could have stole it from you.
I was giving you the option.
No, that's your thing. You got it, bud.
All right. And you're not that guy, pal.
You're not
Until
that guy,
next
pal.
week. Take it easy, everyone.